the Ouya is going to be no more as of June the 25th. Anybody still got one? Anyone still use an Ouya? Don't even know what an Ouya is. And why is it? Every single time I hear the word Ouya, can't help it, I keep thinking of that Friends episode. Remember the one where Joey's putting on the lipstick? Ichiban for men.
Ichiban, lipstick for men.
Maybe it's just because I'm really silly. But it does. It reminds me of that episode. Don't know why. Anyway, the Ouya, if you don't know, was a crowd-funded device. It was a console for indie developers, indie gamers, and it was going to be the absolute next thing. And for us, but I suppose for a period, it certainly was, because when it got crowd-funded, they had a target, I think it was 900,000 that they had to hit to put this thing in development. They hit that target in 8 hours of it being launched. This is still in the top 5 of best crowdfunding items of all time. They only wanted $900,000, of course. They hit over 8.5 million. So you can imagine a lot of people bought into this from the word go. And it was only a $99 device. And, you know, looking at it from the outside in, it looked like a fantastic console. But I think what a lot of people expected it to do was play AAA rated games, and that's not the way the Ouya was being sold or branded at the time. It was for indie games, indie developers, because they were struggling like hell to get their games on the likes of, I suppose back then, it was the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. They didn't want to know. They didn't really want indie games on their consoles. So this was a fantastic device. But then, the second it got launched, it's a pile of crap, to a point. You know, you can play games just as good at the time on your mobile phone. That's how bad it is. But they were looking for a way to bring these mobile games to the big screen, the TV screen. But one of the other areas it got heavily criticised for was the controller. Now, I personally have never had a problem with the controller. I like the feel of it. It feels great in my hands. But I will admit from the word go, it is noisy. Those trigger buttons are noisy. But they also apparently get stuck. They get jammed under the metal casing, which obviously can be annoying when you're playing a game. And it can lose connectivity, which is also a pain. Again, I've not personally had that problem, but it was heavily criticised for having what they considered an absolute crap controller. And because of this, it didn't stop crowdfunding, but it has made people a lot more wary that just because something looks good and on paper sounds fantastic and it sells extremely well, doesn't mean that it's the all singing, all dancing machine that you were expecting it to be. It is a capable machine for, if you like, mobile type games or games of an older generation, because it's got its own emulators you can use on there, and you can certainly play the likes of, I suppose, old 8-bit games, the likes of NES titles and that, and it plays them really, really well. It also had its version of Kodi on there as well, so it was a little bit of a media player. And, you know, when I first got it, I got it because it looks so quirky. You know, I bought mine second hand, and I just like the look of it. It's something that is really neat. And the pictures that I've been showing you, the majority of them, they are of my Ouya. So it's not something I play week in, week out, but because of the servers, they're going to be going down on June the 25th, I'm going to go on there, I'm going to download as many free games as I can get, and I'll fill it. But I do use it for playing a lot of those classic NES titles because it's a more capable machine, and if I ever want to unplug it and plug it in elsewhere, it's a small, convenient HDMI out. You know, you've got a USB slot there to plug your ROMs into, away you go. It couldn't be easier than that. So I suppose in one regard it's a little bit of a shame, but on the other, I can't believe it's lasted this long, because really its official lifespan is, well, it got released June the 25th, 2013, and it was ended 2015. It was in fact sold on, and it was purchased by Razer. Now, they've kept it going for nearly another 4 years. And obviously on the website, as I'm showing you now, there you go. When does the Forge TV Ouya service shut down? The service will shut down on June the 25th of this year. So, shame in one regard, but I can't believe it's been running this long. I really can't. And I don't believe for a second it was because of its fan base, because it's got nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough. So, rest in peace to Ouya.
Ichiban, lipstick for men.
So, let me know your thoughts, your feelings. Do you own an Ouya? I've got that stupid advert rattling around in my head. Ichiban. Let me know your feelings. Or are you like me? Are you surprised this service haven't been switched off any sooner? I thought it was long gone, this thing, to be quite honest. But there you go. Right, that's it. I'm out of time. I'm wrapping this one up. If you haven't subscribed as of yet, then please do so. I'll catch you guys again. Take care.